Hi folks, welcome back to the Hoard. I just wanted to swing by the upper garage here, mostly to get the timestamps. It's about 5:15, March 1st, Saturday, 29 degrees according to that one. This one says 30 degrees, and if I took the time to fire that up, that probably says somewhere around -2. What have I been up to? I just finished a 3 out of 4 day rotation at work. This would have been a 4-day week. I took Saturday off, though I'm up on my feet and getting around and so forth. I'm finding that the 48 hours, the 4-day rotation at work, the 48 hours probably turns more like into 55 hours. That's a little too much. So I'm burning, an occasional vacation day here just to try to keep myself from getting overly tired. I don't think finding myself all burned out is going to help my hip recovery. So, I guess point one is, guys, I'm still alive. Don't worry. I'm not hiding from videos. It's just that, when I'm grinding through a work rotation, it's kind of hard to get anything put together. I normally get to work before 6 p.m. and I normally get home from work somewhere around 7:15, 7:30. Try to get into bed for 8 o'clock. Typically I sleep from somewhere around 8 o'clock to 2:30, 3. Depends what day it is and all the other stuff and how much noise there is in the house. And then, it's night shift for those of you who have worked it. It's a strange thing. Luckily, with my company, the shift doesn't rotate. I have fixed days. I work Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, every other Saturday. About the job, on Thursday, they laid off a few people, and then they stopped here in New York. They continued to lay off in other states, but for some reason, there's some agreement, some deal, something going on with the governor of New York, Cuomo, in New York, and some announcements in Buffalo and all kinds of other stuff, that they decided to hold off on the layoffs. Some people were laid off, and as near as we could tell, they got laid off before their managers were told not to lay them off. How's that for organization? And so they're still laid off. It's just a matter of when they're going to catch up with the rest of us clowns that should have been laid off and let us go also. The rumor is, if anybody wants to listen to rumors, not this week, not this first week of March, but the second week of March it's going to happen. So that's that. No use speculating to what the package is. I mean, I kind of know what they got as packages, though not really. I haven't spoken to a person directly. I spoke to someone who knows somebody who was laid off, so it's hard to speculate on exactly what kind of severance they were given, what everything else. So whatever, work is work. It's something you do. It's something that to some extent you want to be good at, but you might be defined as a tradesman, and you might work for a company as a tradesman. Being a tradesman could be in your soul, but working for a company really shouldn't be in your soul, because companies, they'll just bump you over the side when they need to, right? That's what companies do. Anyway, just quickly, let's get the lights on. I spent a little time with this, and you could see it came out really pretty good. That one was done already. The front fender, right? I got a lot of it off. It appears as if there's this one color of paint, this dark stuff here, and they got it here too. That's really hanging on pretty good, so I got to put in a little more time with that. So just to show that I haven't been a complete waste product. I've been asked to do a bit of a video of putting the rear end in this thing. So what I'm going to, obviously the plastic, all that crap has to come off. And I'll go through what it kind of took to take it out. What it takes to put it back in. Hopefully tomorrow won't be, you know, frigid, icy cold. I think it's going to be somewhere around 30. So if that's the case, I'll try to get myself up here for a couple of hours and move this thing a little further along. Even if I forget the plastic, perhaps take the plastic in the basement and finish cleaning it up downstairs next to the wood stove. And if I can get the rear end in. By the way, the good news is I found this, right? Remember I was saying things were slowing down because I lost the adjuster to the rear end. Turns out what happened is it fell down over here, so I couldn't see it. And while I was, as a matter of fact, when I put this sponge over here, I knocked it and it fell to the floor, at which time I could see it, and then I could go forward. So there's that. Anyway, we're done up here for now. What I want to show you guys, basically, the rest of the video is about a Suzuki 230, that LT230. I've talked about these things a couple of times. There are a few, I'm going to call them non-compliant bikes in the fleet. There are, I guess, there are 4 Yamahas. Those 3 trikes right there, and my sons have a little Badger. What is that, a 100, a 120, the little quad? I bought that for them when they were young, and it's still around. I haven't run it in quite a while. I even have a spare engine for it. So it's around, and I've kind of hung on to it because it was theirs, even though it's non-compliant. So at some point, if you know we get it running and their kids could ride around on it, that way the bike enjoyed 2 generations of being ridden on. I don't know, kind of silly actually, but whatever. Here, let's turn the light on. I should have done this before so that they warmed up. Okay, so into the Hoard, guys, into the Hoard. There are 2 of these LT 230s in the Hoard. You could see it's got plastic. It's got the grill plastic. I just pulled that off. It's got tires, wheels. It's got everything except the motor. See? No motor. There you are. So there's this one, and there's the one I got first. This one I got second. The first one is buried back in here somewhere. I'm looking, and I thought it was on the bottom, but it wouldn't fit, so it must be buried on this top of this shelf. You guys could see it's kind of a shelf here. I must have pulled the tires off of it and put it on the top. I would open the door and climb back there and show you, but it would be like very painful, so we'll have to get to that one later. But William Statton, Bill, had spent quite a bit of time working on the steering shaft on this thing. You can see the purple steering shaft. This guy, right, comes up, and he spent a lot of time welding it. And I guess it's a common problem. And I'm just noticing here, I don't know how well you guys could see it. William would probably recognize it very quickly, but this one too is welded. I got nothing I can put that on, but let's zoom in a little bit. Right, you guys could see, right, that little weld snot sticking out. Right, you guys could see that was welded, and it wasn't the prettiest weld job. As a matter of fact, this bushing doesn't look great here. Unfortunately, this whole thing is kind of a bit tied up. Ow. Oh God, you know, folks, you young guys, you should appreciate your youth before you get old and everything hurts. This one has quite a few of the cables. It even has somewhat of a throttle. The brake lever, you guys can't see it, but let me get the focus down. Just want to... It appears to steer, even though it's kind of locked in here, right? You guys can see it's right up against the wall there. Somebody put some time into painting it purple. That's purple, by the way. I don't know what color you guys see it as. The wheels are loose, right? I don't think they're bolted on. So you guys can see the brakes are more or less all intact there. Yeah, but Bill, William, whatever you prefer to be known as, you can see right here that this is welded, and it looks like somebody really had to pack that upper bearing to get it to do what they wanted it to do. I guess this is the real weak part on these guys, and it kind of makes sense when you look at it and you realize you got these great big handles, right? And it welds onto this flange, and then all you have between this bearing and this big flange is a piece of pipe, a thin wall piece of pipe, that as you turn it back and forth, you're actually wearing it right there. And you got all this leverage, once again, out on the handlebars. And you could just picture going over some huge jump. And that makes sense that spot right there is a weak spot. So for those of you folks who have a 230, an LT230, you want to go look at William Stanton's videos. Stanton, actually, I guess it's Stanton. William's videos, and see what you have to do should you break that. It does look like a spot that will break. Okay, well, I gotta go get the mail and see if anything interesting showed up. I knew that I was going to find that back axle adjuster because I had ordered one, and you know, I ordered another one delivered to the house. It was $11, so it was $11 worth of stupidity losing that adjuster. But you know, these things happen. So one's on its way, and it may be here today, given that I've now found it and I can continue with the build. You know, God kind of has a sense of humor like that. You know, you do something stupid and he likes to let you know about it by kind of putting your face in it, you know, a second time, just so perhaps that we all learn our lessons. Anyway, folks, thanks for watching, commenting, subscribing. Thanks for all the feedback. Once again, if you guys see anything interesting in the background of my videos that you want to ask about, please do. If I could get to it without killing myself, I'll shoot a video of it. A buddy of mine hunts coyotes, so he's been trudging through the back there. Alright, guys, take care. Remember, keep your tires, your feet, your tracks down, your head up. Once again, thanks for all the support and watching and commenting. We'll catch you all soon. Bye now.